Illustrated Classics, Black Beauty. Chapter 2, Squire Gordon. In the last weeks before I was sold, I learned to pull a carriage and was sent to a field near a railroad line so that I could get used to the roar of the trains. I shall never forget the first train that went by. I was terrified of the screaming black monster that hurled along the end of the field. I galloped to the far side of the meadow and stood snorting with astonishment and fear. I soon learned, though, that it never strayed from its path and could do me no harm. Often, I went in harness with my mother. She took the chance to give me advice, saying the better I behaved, the better I would be treated. There are many kinds of men, she warned. There are good and thoughtful men, like our master, but there are also bad, cruel men who should never be allowed to own a horse. Then there are foolish men, ignorant and careless, who ruin horses. They don't mean to do it, but they do it all the same. I hope you will fall into good hands, but a horse never knows who will buy him. In early May, a man came to collect me and take me to Squire Gordon's stables at Birtwick Hall. My master said, "Goodbye, darky. Be a good horse, and always do your best." I could not say goodbye, but I put my nose into his hand, and he patted me kindly, and I left my first home. Squire Gordon's park was large, with a paddock and an old orchard and several stables. My stable was roomy with 4 stalls and a window. It had a low rack for hay and a manger for corn. In the stall next to mine stood a fat gray pony with a thick mane and tail and a pretty head. He said his name was Merrylegs, and that he took the young ladies for rides and pulled the carriage of the lady of the house. Just then, a bad-tempered chestnut mare called Ginger peered over from another stall. "So it's you who have turned me out of my box," she grumbled. "It was a very strange thing for a colt like you to come and cast a lady out of her own home." I told her that it had not been my choice and that I only wanted to live in peace. In the afternoon, though, when Ginger was taken out, Merrylegs told me more about her. "Ginger has a bit of a habit of biting and snapping," Merrylegs said. "One day she bit James, the stable boy, in the arm and made him bleed. So Miss Flora and Miss Jessie are afraid to come into the stable. I hope they will come now again. If you don't bite or snap, it's just a bad habit. She says no one was ever kind to her, but John, the groom, does all he can to please her. Our master never uses a whip, and I know a great deal, and I can tell you there's no better place for a horse than this."